Hey guys, ColbyCheeZe here with another podcast. I don't even know, I think this is podcast episode 35 that we're on now. I've got a couple of things to talk about. I wanted to do this podcast last Saturday, but I just ran out of time as I had to start casting the Curse Invitational tournament, and if you missed that, that is up on their YouTube channel that they created, which is, I believe, Reign of Law. YouTube.com/Reign of Law is where you can catch last Saturday's matches. Those were the round of one. And if you're curious, let me go ahead and give you guys the link as well for the Curse Invitational matches and whatnot. That is going to be, let's see here. Let me just switch over to my screen and you can take a look. Okay, so right here is the website. It's progamingtours.net, and it talks about the Curse Invitational. I don't know if this is the official website, but anyways, this has some of the information about it, and that way you guys can see who won which match and that sort of thing. You can see which matches are scheduled for what dates. Essentially, it's going to be this Saturday. We're going to do the next matches, and then the Saturday after that, they're going to be live in San Francisco. I'll actually be flown up to San Francisco, and the final matches will be against Team Curse there. So there should be some good stuff to check out. Also, there's a lot of other cool tournaments that are coming up. I think I actually mentioned this in another podcast, but the Cyber Sports Network is running a tournament. I'll have some more information on that, but for now, I don't have a link for you for the stream, so I'll probably let you know about it on my next podcast, which won't be too far from now for you to worry about. So no big deal there. Wanted to show you guys another channel that I found, which just recently came to my attention, and I think he was actually in one of the spotlights for League of Legends. I don't know if you guys watch those, but he has a really hilarious League of Legends channel. He actually does some commentaries and guides as well, and I helped him get partnered up, and I'm helping him do some stuff, and I think you guys should definitely check him out. He really deserves some mentioning. So let me show you one of his little videos that he has here, and you guys can take a look for yourself and see if you enjoyed as much as I did. So let me just pull it up here. His name is Spazie, and he's a real crazy dude. Maybe I like him just because I'm really silly myself, so maybe you'll think so as well. I'm just going to fast forward.
Imagine if I had a real weapon.
There's a big variety of champions in the league, as you know, but they all have one thing in common.
Dubstep.
Darkness.
Rumble.
Anyways, I just wanted to show you that part. You guys can check out his channel. I'll give you a link to that one video there if you want to check it out. He has a lot more cool stuff like that. So definitely check him out if you want to get a good laugh like I did, and I think you'll really enjoy that. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the patch and what all came out in there. So I'm going to pull up the patch notes and just kind of go through what I thought was actually interesting in the patch. And so obviously we had Nautilus release, and I just finished my Nautilus video. Everyone watching the stream right now, that's not going to be uploaded until after my show, but for everyone watching here on YouTube, I'll probably have this podcast uploaded like same time my video's done, so you guys can watch that around the same time and see my full impressions of him and what you think. So I will say that I really enjoy the champion. He's really strong and definitely a top pick. I can't wait to see how some of the pros play him and how they're going to be picking him in tournaments and that sort of thing. But I definitely feel like he was very well done and is quite a strong champion actually. They did add some changes to other champions, which I thought was kind of interesting. But let's see. Let me just kind of go down. There's actually a lot of little small changes. The main ones being like they kind of redid the way Shen is set up. And I feel like Shin is like really strong now. He's a great top laner. The fact that he can throw out his blades and actually get healing back from last hitting them. Like before, you would throw out your blade, and then when you auto attacked, it would give you some healing. Now it'll actually give you healing even if you just last hit a minion or something with that spell. Also, it works with abilities too. So if he's going to be supporting by throwing out the Vorpal Blade on someone, and somebody's able to use just a nuke ability on it, then they'll get a bit of healing from that spell, in addition to what they would have gotten if they had just auto-attacked. So pretty cool stuff. They've also increased the duration of his Feign a little, reduced the energy costs of it. Also, they allowed him to get extra energy back whenever he taunts people. So they made, I think previously that he had that problem of just running out of energy a whole lot and was not able to do as much of his spells that he would like to do. Now he doesn't really have that problem so much, and I think that with the extra damage he's able to do, you can get extremely tanky with a lot of health regen, and it's really hard to kill you, and you're quite a big threat. So I could see people really picking up Shin. Again, it's gonna have to come down to people really playing him a lot to see if he will be one of the top picks. I haven't really played him myself personally, but some of my friends who enjoy Shin a lot do say that he's really strong. I will just have to agree with them on this one. I did watch them play Shin in several games, and they did seem to do really well, and I was afraid of most of the Shins that played against us. So definitely going to have to look out for Shin in the future. Really cool change there overall. They are trying to nerf down some of the healing support champions, and I really like that. I really prefer the more aggressive support champions. I wish we will see, or I hope that we see more champions like Leona and Alistar, maybe Tarek. I don't really like Tarek that much, but yeah, he's kind of more of like an aggressive lane support, and that's the type of play that I like to see. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, if you're like me at all, you'll probably be getting really tired and bored of the whole meta where everybody just sits bottom lane with a support and carry, and you just heal up all day long. So anyways, they removed the ability for Soraka to actually give herself mana. She's only able to give other people mana now. Therefore, she has to kind of watch that. Although I don't know if the mana cost on it is really all that big of a deal. She's able to still spam out her spells quite a bit. So, kind of something to be or to be wary of. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wait and see. I haven't seen a lot of Sorakas in support late. I actually saw a couple of like AP Sorakas when I was playing, but I don't know if that was just them messing around or what. In any case, it was kind of cool. A couple of other changes, like Warwick, for example. I really haven't seen any Warwicks yet, but I am curious to see how big of a buff this is to him. But now, in addition to him healing himself, like his old passive, every time he did an auto attack, he would heal himself for an increasing amount, which stacked. Now he'll do an increasing amount of damage as well as healing on each attack, which stacks as well. So that also is translated into his ultimate, of course, and no longer does he get scaling based on his total attack damage for his ultimate. Now it scales based on a bonus attack damage, so you can kind of build him like a carry, in a sense. I don't know exactly how that translates to overall damage in the long run, but I'm curious to see. I think it'd be pretty cool to watch that. Some other champion changes in there that are real small, so I'm not really going to talk about those, but overall I think it's a good patch. It seems like they are kind of moving in a really solid direction, and I'm looking to say that that's pretty cool. Some small changes that you might not be aware of, but I'm going to go ahead and mention, are that like something like Baron Nashor can no longer crit. That's kind of a neat thing. I used to be able to crit, and that was really annoying. And just a few other small bugs and disconnect things and whatnot. So that's really all I'm going to say about the patch preview. That's the stuff that I personally thought were big that you should definitely know about. The other thing is that I wanted to talk a little bit about Diablo 3. So yeah, just short amount there about League of Legends. A lot of info for Diablo 3 was released over this last week or so, and one of the big ones is that they actually gave us an updated release on Diablo 3. So no longer is it going to be released this quarter, so you're not going to see it at the end of March, but they said it'll definitely be released at the end of quarter 2 of this year. So that means probably around the end of June. Yeah, that's my birthday. Okay, I'm excited. So also, I mean, it sucks that it's taking a little bit longer, but I understand why, and they have to do a little bit of changes as far as like getting everything balanced and really just feel perfect and polished, and that's what Blizzard is really known for. And I'm glad they're doing it. I'm honestly glad that they didn't release an unfinished product. Diablo 3 is going to be hella fun. The game is so much better now than when it was first in beta. If you guys, if any of you out there have tried the early Diablo 3 beta, you might not have been as impressed. But they've actually made a lot of improvements to it. And I was playing actually just last night. It's just a lot more fun than it was. Another thing to note, and this, I was super excited about this news. And if you're anything like me, this is going to be awesome to you. And you know, actually, I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to let you watch the video, and you can see for yourself why I'm excited. I personally am the type of, okay, I'll tell you why. Before, I'll set you up with some context. I'm personally the type of person that really enjoys a challenge in games. Like, I will always play games on the hardest difficulty, and I'll settle for nothing less. Like, I won't play games on easy unless they're literally impossible for me. I want the hardest challenge possible. So, of course, everyone's kind of complaining about Diablo 3 beta being really easy and the normal mode and that small window of gameplay that you get. And, you know, they've mentioned before that, all right, well, you know, that's just normal. It's going to get harder and there's an extra difficulty. Well, listen to this video that they did and you can see what exactly they're doing or they're saying about that. And the name of the video is "You Will Die, We Promise."
So you've got normal difficulty, you've got nightmare, hell, and inferno.
Normal mode was pretty casual. It was very fun, you know, you're one-clicking, you know, having laughs. Once you get into like nightmare mode, it starts kind of turning into all business. Like, whoa, 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 like that thing just killed me. The game really starts, for me anyway, at nightmare.
Once you go into hell difficulty, it starts getting really hard. And then you beat that, and you thought that was hard, and then you get to Inferno, and you just have a whole new set of challenges.
That first rare monster pack is basically going to own you.
You really have to watch your defensive stats, and at the same time you're trying to build up your magic find, and it's hard because you have to. It's a fine balance.
You're gonna really need to use your gems and your enchants to really boost up your defense just to survive and not get one-shotted.
Sometimes just the AoE damage will almost kill you instantly.
The whole thing's about survivability. You're not going to do any good to anybody dead.
When you just rush into a boss in Nightmare and above, they will kill you so quick.
Man, the biggest drop I want is gold. We spent so much money on repairs.
A group of us probably spent a good hour wiping on a single boss.
But you really got to play as a team as in the later difficulties.
The way the game's tuned right now, people have no idea what they're getting themselves into.
People of the world, you've played this much of normal, which is this much of farming level. When you get to Nightmare and Hell and Inferno, you will get your asses kicked, we promise.
Alright, so anyways, maybe that'll help you understand why I'm so excited. They're saying that the game is just going to be solely hard, and I'm really excited to see that. So, really good stuff. And one last video. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I just wanted to give you a little preview of it. It was something I found on Reddit. I thought it was hilarious, though. And it's talking about like old school gaming, how nowadays all the first-person shooters are all about using, you know, regeneration. Like, you take a little bit of damage and then you go back into cover and then you're red, you know, your screen's red and then it goes back to normal and you're fine, you're full health again. But back in the day, it was all about health packs and how, you know, the difficulty of games is changing and sort of thing. So I'll just show you a quick clip of this and you can actually watch it later if you like it. So it's all in this kind of old school format. Let me get past the weird spot.
We're back in 1991, Jimmy.
Let me just fast forward. There you go.
They're strategically placed so that they keep the game challenging, but also keep you alive. Some of these are so subtle you might not even know you just picked one up. Some health items could be kept in an inventory and used when they be needed most. This would make certain gaming areas tense and suspenseful. And look, they come in a variety of shapes, forms, and colors. Nowadays, with your Call of Duties and your battlefields, you run headfirst into firefights without a care in the world. The health kit is almost obsolete. However, back in the health kit era,
Anyways, that's what I'm going to show you about that. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys all the links on the chat and Twitch TV. And if you're watching on YouTube, check the comment section down below. But that's all for this quick podcast today. I'm ColbyCheeZe. Peace out.